All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leonardo, and welcome back to another reaction video here. We're going to be reacting to Death Battle's newest video that came out a couple of weeks ago, Tanjiro versus Jonathan Joestar. This is one that I don't have 100% good knowledge with. So just to explain what knowledge I do have with it here is I've seen the first season of, Demon Slayer. And I've seen the first season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I think they're going to go with that version of it. I haven't seen this, so I don't know. But I'm familiar with the two animes, but I haven't read the mangas or seen everything that they have. I know JoJo, every season is a different generation of Joestar. I know it gets into wacky powers and stands and all that kind of sort of stuff, but I haven't seen it for myself. I don't know if this is going to touch into that. I think it's just going to be the first season, so I'm going to have somewhat familiar knowledge of it. With Tanjiro, I know some of his abilities or whatever they had in the first season of the anime, and I think the last thing I seen with that was the Mugen Train movie. So I'm up to date as far as that. So let's see how this plays out. And if I just had to guess just off the top of my head right now, I think if I remember right, the original JoJo, he died. He got his head chopped off, and Dio took it. So, this is gonna be weird, you two, because they both have those good like body control functions. Tanjiro with his breath attacks, and JoJo with all the weird stuff he can do with his chi and stuff like that. I'm gonna give it to JoJo, just right off top. Just because Tanjiro, I know he can control a lot of stuff with his body, but he gets beaten up a lot in his anime. Just saying, throwing it out there. I know Michael Jackson be giving it to him. But JoJo is pretty much, if he's not fighting Dio, he pretty much owns everybody else in his, for the most part, you know? So I'm going to give it to him right off the bat. But anyway, let me just hit this play button here, and we can see how they decide to play things up. Jump into it here.
Tanjiro Kamado, the sun-breathing demon slayer swordsman.
Jonathan Joestar, the very first JoJo who ever Jojed.
These two anime monster hunters are as deadly with a blade as they are infinitely good-natured.
But don't cross them, else they might leave you breathless. He's whizzing a boomstick.
Lean towards that
and
JoJo.
it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Taisho Japan, an era of unparalleled progress and imperial domination.
Tons of demons.
But this empire had a sickness,
Yoma.
a rot at its core. Demons. This race of superhuman cannibals originated from one being, their all-powerful progenitor,
Michael Jackson.
Muzan Kibutsuji.
Who spent his evenings slaughtering families and eating them, including the Kamado clan.
Though one of them fatefully survived, the eldest son, Tanjiro.
Well, the good news is your sister Nezuko is alive too. Bad news is she's a demon now. So sorry, champ, I'm chalking this day up as an L.
But Tanjiro
that first
possessed the
episode was
golden
rough.
heart of an anime protagonist, and he devoted his life to curing Nezuko's curse and ending Muzan's evil once and for all.
So he joined the Demon Slayer Corps, a secret group of badass demon hunters with badass swords. Forged from a unique sunlight-absorbing ore, the Nichiren Blade is one of the only weapons that can decapitate a demon and end their unholy existence for good. Especially when combined with the Slayer's fancy pants katana magic.
It isn't katana magic. Okay, well, it's totally katana magic, but that's not what it's called.
Yeah, it's breathing, which is so lame. Anybody can do that. Oh, God.
And breathing can control a whole lot.
The
It's
use
not really
of
do magic
breathing is
powers.
crucial to real-life martial arts. Deeper breaths massage the organs below the diaphragm, relaxing your body and lowering its energy requirement, while simultaneously giving you more energy to use.
Tanjiro mastered this breathing shit so well, he could do it in his sleep, literally 24/7.
This is total concentration breathing, a technique developed by the Demon Slayers in order to massively increase their physical abilities to match their blatantly superhuman foes. Through the measured intake of oxygen, users can boost their concentration, reactions, and even manipulate the flow of their blood. This can help in slowing down poisons or speeding up the coagulation of wounds.
Which means he can use it to quickly recover in case of injury or fatigue, and Demon Slayers can combine their breathing with their blades for, well, Well, katana magic!
Each breathing style is a separate form of sword combat. The first form Tanjiro mastered was water breathing, a flexible defensive style where a user's blade summons water to slice like a raging current.
Tanjiro's literal boneheaded stubbornness made him a prodigy demon slayer in no time.
He proved to be a tactical genius in combat, able to discern an opponent's weaknesses and exploit them in the heat of the moment. It was almost as if demon slaying was in his very blood.
It's because it was.
It was. Hundreds of years
Probably
ago,
his dad or
the creator of
something.
the very first breathing style taught this knowledge to Tanjiro.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just always
who passed
assuming
it
based
down
on
to
they always
Tanjiro
keep showing
himself.
some other guy with the
This
same
was the
earrings.
dance of the
So
fire god.
guessing that was his
the
dad or
Hinokami
grandfather or
Kagura.
something.
Sun breathing.
With sun breathing, Tanjiro's sword bursts into godlike flames that slow a demon's healing factor and can turn into a wicked fire dragon.
Sun breathing increases Tanjiro's
All that demon
speed
stuff's
and
not gonna matter
power,
against JoJo
but
because he's
at
not a demon.
cost. It will
Now, if he was
quickly
fighting
tire him
Dio,
out,
that would be
and
another
overuse could severely
point altogether.
debilitate him.
Which can also turn on this really distracting birthmark on his forehead.
Through intense stress and exertion, Tanjiro can activate this Demon Slayer mark, which boosts his already crazy strength and speed even further.
And gives him access
I know
to the
that.
see-through world. Basically, it slows down time for Tanjiro and gives him x-ray vision.
This allows him such a precise understanding of his opponent's muscle movements that he can predict their future actions, sort of like a spider sense. He can even do the same with just his sense of smell.
I don't
No
know.
Demon Slayer
Yeah,
mark needed. Not only can
I don't
his
know if
nose
JoJo's gonna be able to
detect
beat
people from
that.
hundreds of yards away, it lets him find an opponent's opening in battle even easier than before.
You'd think being an anime swordsman would make Tanjiro even edgier than his blade, but he's basically the group mom, with an innocent little cherub sweetness matched only by his raw badassery.
Tanjiro is tough enough to survive being stabbed in the stomach, fast enough to dodge lightning, and strong enough to slice through and derail a literal demon train.
That demon turned himself into a train whiz!
Yeah, that
Funniest
was
shit I've
stupid.
ever seen. And this demon, Doma, was able to freeze the air into this giant ice statue in only a few seconds. That takes a lot of energy.
And Tanjiro's managed to keep up with similarly powerful demons like Hantengu, Akaza, and eventually the strongest of them all, Muzan himself.
With the help of his friends, of course.
It would take all their efforts and countless sacrifices, but Tanjiro and
Just
Demon
a
Slayers
note
would
here. Let me just take it back. This guy right here. I remember watching that Mugen Train movie, and it made me so mad. You know, spoilers, but like he died at the end of that movie, and I was like, "How you gonna have somebody so badass and then die?" Like, come on. That was the one gripe I had about the movie. The movie was cool. I thought the Demon Train gimmick was stupid. But to have somebody that cool and that badass die fighting, you know, the other guy with the vest that they just showed, it was just kind of like, oh, that's kind of stupid. Like, you know, I didn't like that because I wanted to see more of that guy.
It would take all their efforts and countless sacrifices. But Tanjiro and the Demon Slayers would continue to fight to realize their dream of a world that is safe for humanity. And whatever Inosuke is.
I know a lot of people like that character.
Victorian
I
England,
don't.
an infamously shit-tastic time to be alive.
Whether you were a
That's just
local
me.
street rat or a wealthy noble. Okay, well, that last one probably wasn't so bad.
That is, unless your dad, in all his infinite
Yeah, don't be
wisdom,
best
decided
friends
to
with
adopt
Dick.
the single greatest asshole in human history and make him your brother. That'd make you one unlucky schmuck.
That would make you Jonathan Joestar.
Hadn't you heard, Wiz? Everybody just calls him JoJo.
In an effort to take the Joestar fortune for himself, Jonathan's new brother Dio dedicated his life to breaking Jonathan emotionally, turning him into a docile puppet. But after being bullied, beaten, and thoroughly traumatized, something awakened deep in Jonathan's heart. The raging
His balls?
fire of a gentleman.
I don't think beating the living piss out of Dio
Yeah,
was gentle,
manhood.
but it sure was satisfying. Too bad it didn't last forever, because only a few years later, Dio got his revenge when he turned into a vampire and killed Papa Joestar. Classic Dio.
With Dio now bent on
Really is
world
classic Dio.
domination, Jonathan would need more than his righteous fist to save the day.
Yeah, he needed a creepy floating Italian man that punches frogs with the power of the sun.
It
Speedwagon.
wasn't just any
Dumbass
creepy floating
name.
Italian man. It was Will Antonio Zeppeli, a practitioner of Hamon, an ancient martial art designed specifically to do battle against vampires like Dio. Through their breaths, Hamon users can blast a hot electric ripple out of their bodies and flood it into their opponents. Huh.
That's what Haman means in English. the Ripple. Man, if I had a nickel for every anime protagonist who killed monsters with the power of breathing, well, that'd be 2 nickels. But let's
better
agree,
than the
it's
power
weird
of
that it
friendship.
happened twice.
Hamon energy massively increases a user's physical abilities and allows them to disintegrate vampires with a single punch. In order to fight Dio, Zeppeli taught Jonathan everything he knew.
Like the Zoom Punch, where Jonathan stretches his arm and punches an opponent from far away like he jumped on a gum-gum fruit. He does this by using the Ripple to dull the pain of dislocating his shoulder before snapping it back. That might sound crazy,
So he's
but
going
there
all
are
Dalsim
real-life
on him?
examples of breathing basically giving people superpowers.
Like the Dutch adventurer Wim Hof, who can survive being nearly totally submerged in ice water for almost 2 hours. Through forced exhalation, Hof drops his oxygen levels in order to supercharge his body's thermoregulation and release euphoric chemicals to numb the pain, just like the Zoom Punch.
Mod is basically just like the Eastern idea of chi, voila! Which is circulated through the body by, what else? Breathing. And just like chi, he can do lots of crazy shit.
Like walking on water, magnetizing plates,
can do anything that
or
the plot
controlling an
requires.
enemy's muscles. It can even be transferred through solid surfaces like metal.
And he can catch his fists on fire and slam you senseless with his patented Sunlight Yellow Overdrive. It'll leave any monster smiling and satisfied.
Basically,
Jonathan took these
Tanjiro.
skills as he, Zeppeli, and the definitely not just there for exposition Speedwagon invaded Dio's domain and waged war against an army of bloodthirsty zombies.
Including Dio's right-hand monsters, Bruford and Tarkus. Tarkus was strong enough to rip
I
entire
remember all of that.
boulders out of the ground and slice through a cliff with one swing. He can even snap JoJo's neck and cut our old pal Zeppeli.
I tried to watch the other JoJo's seasons after that,
Floating Italian
and
man.
it just
Sorry you had to be born with a
didn't-
mentor.
like, it's
Hope none
something
of your
about it didn't
relatives
gel
die
with me.
horrifying death too.
Before
I
succumbing
heard of all the
Zeppeli's
cool
last
stand
act was
stuff,
to
but
pass
never
his
really
ripple
could get
onto
into
Jonathan,
it long
not
enough
only
to get
allowing
to
him
all the really
heal
cool
his own
stuff, so I
broken
stopped
neck, but
watching.
also combined their energies together.
And making JoJo strong
And it
enough
was
to
so
cut
different
through
from the
Tarkus's
first season, but I
giant
guess
arm. Not
I didn't
with
like
his
how
nifty
every
new
season was a
sword
different
block.
JoJo. I didn't
With
like
his
that.
bare
I wish
goddamn
that they would
hand.
just pick
With
one
this
and just
power
stick
boost,
with it.
Jonathan faced Dio
Like a
once and
typical
for all,
shonen anime,
and
but I guess that
fisted
wasn't the
him with
case.
his raging hot ripple. Wait.
Now, Fisted Dio was pretty impressive, considering Dio could later fight faster than light stands like Star Platinum. Hell, even other Ripple users like Joseph can dodge beams of light too.
But more than his strength or speed, or even Hamon, Jonathan's greatest strength was always his intelligence and unstoppable determination.
expecting this is gonna be a
It was
really
that
good fight,
burning
too,
drive for
in the video.
justice that defeated Dio all those years ago, and the same one that defeated him again. But this victory was bittersweet.
He may be built like a brick shithouse, but Jonathan's got the personality of a golden retriever. Even after everything Dio did to him, all of the lies and abuse and dad murder, Jonathan still loved him like a brother, and
he
still
was
cried
stupid.
those hot, wet 80s man-made tears.
And even after Dio returned on Jonathan's wedding night to murder him and steal his body, Jonathan sacrificed himself so his wife and unborn child could escape. But he did not die in vain.
Wouldn't have
His
to if he'd
bloodline
just
would
killed him.
continue throughout the ages, spawning a line of illustrious and bizarre heroes who would crush Dio's plans and save the universe.
And they all had one thing in common: his name, JoJo.
Yep, different variations
Wait,
of
is the
JoJo.
Ripple is
All late with that joke.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death
All right, YouTube, let's get it.
battle!
Let's see if I'm right with JoJo winning this.
Step aside! I've sworn to slay all of Dio's demonic minions.
Oh, that's fucked up, JoJo.
Who you are.
You gonna kill Nezuko?
Better leave her alone! You poor wretch, shackled by the chains of this harpy's insidious mind control. On my honor, as a gentleman, I will free you!
I guess they gotta make him fight
Sorry,
somehow.
sir. Did you bump your head?
This fight better be awesome.
Concentration! Water breathing! Most unorthodox! You fight with valor, noble swordsman, but I know the burning passion of my heart will carry me through!
Aw, he's kind of adorable. Like a puppy. I wonder if he has a caretaker nearby.
Is that Pokeballs?
No Kamikaze! Nice try! Incredible! You could teach me a thing or two! Scarlet Overdrive!
His breathing is carrying some kind of energy. Like me.
And that means I know how to stop him! He's focusing on my neck! Does he know? Metal Silver Overdrive! I got you!
Yep, you cut his thread.
Wait! He's going for my lungs!
2 inches off.
Did he dodge?
She's my sister.
On my honor.
Don't tell me
as
he's
a
gonna kill him
gentleman,
right now because
I
he's
will
got
protect
soft.
her with my life.
Okay, so I was right. Yeah, JoJo did win that fight, but I thought he was gonna do something where he was gonna come back and Tanjiro was gonna kill him one last time or swipe at him one last time.
I'm not crying. I'm only crying really hard. Holy shit, hold me, bro.
Please don't touch me. On paper, Tanjiro did initially seem to have more advantages in this bout.
For sure. He'd been training for way longer than Jonathan, and with way more experienced teachers. Tanjiro's Demon Slayer journey took place over a couple of years, while Jonathan's Ripple training was less than a month.
Tanjiro was obviously a superior swordsman with a variety of powerful techniques and
Sound like JoJo
katana
had better
magic,
training.
while Jonathan really only improvised as a swordsman.
But that's where the advantages stop. Sure, Jonathan wasn't a natural swordsman, but
Didn't
he
need to be.
more than made up for it in hand-to-hand combat, while Tanjiro was pretty much out of options without a blade.
Jonathan also had an edge in strength. Comparing Tanjiro to Doma and JoJo to Tarkus, Jonathan was over twice as strong. And while Tanjiro later fought the more powerful Muzan, Jonathan did the same with Dio.
He was way faster too. While Tanjiro and his pals could dodge lightning, we can compare Jonathan to other Ripple users like Joseph, who could dodge light, which is over 3,000 times faster. That might seem crazy, but in part 3, Dio was able to keep up with stands like Star Platinum, which can move faster than light. Dio did this on his own, and that was while using Jonathan's body.
Even with multiple ways to predict
Jonathan
Jonathan's
should be able
movements
to do
and
it
see
too.
the flow of his Ripple with X-ray vision, Tanjiro would not have been fast enough to keep up.
Especially with the Ripple backing him up. Sure, the water and fire Tanjiro generates is impressive, but Jonathan was tough enough to power through it. Tanjiro, though, had no way to defend against the Ripple bypassing his durability and directly messing with his organs.
Such as manipulating his muscles like a puppeteer, or directly shutting off his brain or heart, something other Ripple users have done to ordinary humans with a single zap. And Jonathan had the opportunity to do this literally every time Tanjiro blocked his blade.
Sure, Tanjiro could recover himself with the breath, but that'd be
Couldn't
a breath
stop it.
spent healing and not, fighting.
And while Sun Breathing's overuse was dangerous to Tanjiro, JoJo's Hamon had no such drawback.
Which meant that JoJo could keep fighting for as long as he needed to.
Tanjiro was never going to go down easy, but Jonathan's speed, Hamon, and righteous gentlemanly fists carried him to victory.
Jonathan took Tanjiro's breath away.
The winner is Jonathan Joestar.
Okay. All right, YouTube. I was kind of worried that I may have been wrong, but I guess I wasn't. So I think the next one they got up is, Thor versus Vegeta. I think that's this Monday. So I'm definitely going to be doing a video of that as soon as it drops. So I know Vegeta and Thor are like two of my favorite characters. So we're definitely going to do that. And I don't know who's going to win that one. I'm going to have to dig through my knowledge about that one. I know a whole lot about Vegeta and probably a whole lot about Thor, but not a whole lot. Like I haven't been reading his comic books for, I want to say, I've known about the character since I started reading comic books. That's been the late 80s. So a lot of his older stuff before that, I've just known by hearsay or know what they bring up in modern day comics. So I'm not sure who's going to win that fight, but we're definitely going to do a reaction video of that one. So keep an eye out Monday, or maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably put that out because I think they're going to drop it on Monday. So I'll probably get mine out that evening, maybe upload it on Tuesday. So keep an eye out for that. But I hope you guys have been enjoying the reaction video so far. I'm going to try to keep this stuff going. Let me know what types of videos you want to see for the channel. Just let me know down there below in the comments, and maybe we can make it happen. I don't mind talking about other things, such like the Johnny Depp trial. I know that's big right now. Also, Dave Chappelle just got tackled on stage. I could talk about that since I kind of predicted that with that Will Smith video that I put out when he slapped Chris Rock. But yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll try to put out more videos on the regular. So I hope you guys have been enjoying everything so far, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.